I've been challenged to put watercolours, paintings, into resin. Now, this is a challenge from Sally at All Aboard Resin Creations. She's going to be using watercolours with eco casting powders. I'm going for resin. So, I've got one of these trays. Come on, we've all got one of these, haven't we? This particular one was £1.49, and that was from the range. It's their own brand version. For those of you in England, but I bet we've all got one of these anyway. Very popular little mould. So what we're going to do is we're going to paint in this, and we are going to try putting it in here. Now, I could laminate it first. That would probably mean the colours would stay more colour fast, but let's see what happens if we don't. It's only because I can't find my laminator, obviously. Now, that's obviously going to be big enough, isn't it, to go in the bottom of the little tray. Now, this image itself came from a book which I think I got from AliExpress. Look, for those of you who aren't so good at drawing, aren't these great? Yeah. I am going to paint it in, and we'll see what we end up with. I need some water. So here we have water for the... So, for my resin channel, I'm going to just speed up doing this. However, if you want to see this slow down and me talk through what I'm doing and so on, then do go take a look at my other channel. It's a new one. But if you want to see this in real time and me talking through it a little bit, because I am still learning to paint with watercolours, then you can enjoy that over on my new channel, Mini Scenes Studio. I'll put you the link for that down in the video description below. But in the meantime, we're just going to keep it very simple on here. But in the meantime, we're going to keep it very simple for those of you just wanting to see whether this works in resin. Well, that's pretty much dry now, so let's turn our attention to the boats. Again, a pot of clean water. And now I want to go in with something to make it look like there's actual, planks and shape to the boats. So we're going to want our... See, there's a lot of rich purple colours in the guidance thing down here. So let's get a bit more of that. What's this one? Let's try this one. This is a little bit darker. I'm trying to be careful with these pigments because they are very pigmented. Now we have to get the shadow in this side first. And there's a line around the boat too. So we're going to go in like so. Hair on the end of my brush. Hopefully that'll bring in that sort of rich shadow. And around here too. Just leave a little bit of that orange coming through at the edge of it. Might need to build this up somewhat more yet. Right, this is all thoroughly dried now. My first attempt at doing houses, and yeah, I think it's all right. Now I'm going to crop it to go in here, and now I'm wishing I'd gone further across this way with it, with the paint. But hey, I'm going to leave it like that. We need to cut it to fit the mould. Now, if I go like so. What I'm going to do is I'm going to draw around the finished piece and keep a template of this for next time, because we're going to want to go suitably inside that. Okay, so let's go about like that. Of course, I am going to put something around the rim of the mould as well, so that will lose some of it, but yeah, I wish I'd done something more here. Oh, never mind. I thought about that before, shouldn't I? Something like that. Let's see what that looks like. Yeah, a bit more off this corners here. Basically, I'm going to lose the corners anyway. Well, corners. It's an oval. It hasn't got any corners, has it? But I will be losing some of that because of whatever I do around the edges too. So that's okay. I'm thinking to be appropriate, maybe some abalone shells, because they're weird sea creatures. Probably not in the sort of places that this is sort of depicting, but there we go. Now, I probably should laminate this first, but one, I can't find the laminator still, and two, I want to see what happens if I don't. I'm expecting the paper to stain down. Anyway, I'm going to get some resin ready, and we'll get this edge done first. Right, the resin I shall be using is Apex High Gloss, because I have some bottles open, so why not? And don't forget, we're just doing around the edges first, and a thin coat across here. We might as well do both at once. The resin is a 1-to-1, nice and easy to use, reliable. It's good stuff. Going to get that stirred up, then I'm going to be separating it into 3 little pots to go around the edges. So back in a moment. So whichever one I put in here, I've got 2 different colours of like shell pieces and some actual little seashells, but I'm going to want just the tiniest bit of sparkle. So this is 80 Mesh Super Sparkle White, and that's going to be more than enough. Just to add a little bit of sparkle to the top coat, but not too much. Right, now we are going to mix the actual pieces in with it, which hopefully will reduce any bubble situation that we might have. Then it will be thoroughly encased in the resin. That's the idea. So this is regular abalone shell. I think I'm going to use the whole pot. It's only a little pot and there's not much left in it, so let's use the whole lot up. There we go. That's one lot. You can push it down and let the bubbles work their way out before we pour it in. We're going to use the blue one. These are little, I think they must be dyed shell pieces. Not too much of that, I don't think. Oh, I don't know. Let's go a bit crazy, why not? And then finally seashells. Now these do end up full of bubbles and float up and all sorts. So I'm going to pick out a handful. Oops. And I want to mix them in with the resin and keep stirring them so that the bubbles float out a bit. Yeah, it'll tip them upside down so they fill up with resin rather than air. So I'm going to keep doing that for a minute. Back in a moment. Okay, I think the last of the bubbles are coming out of there. Let's get these poured in. Don't mind micro bubbles, by the way, because they will come out anyway. They'll just work their way out on their own. Now, which is going to be the problematic end. It's this end, isn't it? So this end. Particularly, I'm going to let it flow a little bit actually over the top too. So let's have the shells at both ends, but not the shells. We don't want those flowing over because they will stick up too much for me to be able to put the bit of paper in. So we're going to push those down and in, trying not to scratch my little mould. I think we're going to have plenty of this stuff, aren't we? Keeping them all to the outside. It doesn't matter if they stick up a bit around that edge. It's not a problem. It's just if they stick up where the paper's going to go. Let the resin flow over, and then we'll have this one. Got the abalone shell in it. I'm now wondering, did I even need the blue actually? I think I still do, but I won't use all of it. As you see, I'll be pushing it around with my finger because I'm trying to avoid scratching the mould. So this can afford to come a little bit up onto the surface of the resin. Up onto the surface of the mould, the height of the raised surface, because it doesn't stick up as much as the shells do anyway. So that's okay. Just going to pat it down so it's lay reasonably flat. Then we will have a little bit of the blue because it's also housing some more of the resin. Right, push it all out to the edges again. So this end's going to be a bit awkward because of well, I didn't go with the paint. But we want it to be kind of similar both ends, don't we? So we'll bring some of this down to this end too. There we are, so it'll sprinkle a little bit across into the image and give us like a soft edge rather than a sharp edge to it. Just trying to feather it out a little bit. Yeah, I think that will do. Right, we need to let that cure. Well, nearly cure, not totally cure. I think we've got enough resin in there for this layer. Put a little bit more, I've got a bit left, so I should be doing something useful with that. and I'll see you when that is pretty much cured. Right, I'm back. I've just left that long enough for the bubbles to go out of it. The resin is still very wet. It's only been about 20 minutes, so I'm going to now. Right, I've only left it a few minutes actually. I had a second thoughts about this. It's really quite warm in the craft room today, and I think it's going to dry quite quickly. So I decided to just go ahead and lower this in now and hope it stays flat. Which does mean I want a little bit more resin in there. Right, this has not even slightly cured. It's only been about 20 minutes, but I've decided, because it's so warm in the craft room today, everything's going to degas really well and dry really quickly. So I am going to just pour some more resin in right now into the centre, push that sparkle out a bit because I think I overdid the sparkle. Have I got it around the right way? Yeah, so that's the end where I put a little bit more of the blue. We're going to use the taco method, which is basically bend the end up so it looks like a taco. We're going to push it down, working outwards. That way, hopefully, no bubbles. Oops, it's gone over the side. No bubbles will get trapped under it. Now I can see it's soaking into the paper. Watercolour paper is, of course, very porous. I'm pressing it down a little bit too, so that the clear will actually run over the top a little bit, but we should still end up with a good coat underneath. And I hope this stays reasonably flat. I do want the resin to come over completely, don't I? Don't forget, we will be putting a back coat in of some sort. Don't know what colour yet. I'm thinking maybe just white, actually. Fingers crossed then. I'll see you when this is ready for me to just put a back coat on it, which shouldn't be too long. It doesn't need to be fully cured. Just firmed up so it doesn't blend or anything. So I'm just going to give it a couple of hours. Like I said, it's very warm in the craft room today, so I'm hoping that we can get this finished off, because I'm quite impatient. I'm really intrigued to see how this looks, and if the watercolours don't run as well. That'll be a nightmare, wouldn't it? That'd be unsalvageable. There we go. That does seem to be lying reasonably flat. So, fingers crossed, and I'll see you in a couple of hours or so. I might get some heat on it as well, make it even warmer. And it's all gone over the end. That hopefully will cure, and I just peel it off my mat with a bit of luck. Right, see you in a bit. Right, that's cured, and it hasn't floated up. I have had a sneaky peer through the back. I think we're okay. I think we've lost quite a lot of more of the picture than I intended to with the pretty stuff around the edge, but you know. Right, I'm going to be using some pigment paste. It's from the new Let's Resin pigment paste set. Should be more than enough. Pigment paste is very heavily pigmented. Here's the set, by the way, if you want to see it. You can see we've got a range of beautiful colours in there. They're really good. And we're going to stir that in. So as you can see, that's fantastically opaque. Probably used way more colour than was needed there. Just going to fill this up so it's slightly domed at the back. I won't have any sharp edges to worry about. I think we're there. Right, I'll see you later when this is ready to demold. Are we ready? Yes. Now it has tinted the paper down. Look, I've lost my sky almost completely, which is a bit of a shame, but it still kind of worked. Probably should have laminated it first, but we can try that next time. The shells around the edges are rather pretty. It's given it like an antique feel, and of course it's quite 3D because it is set back into the resin. Pleased with that. I shall have another go sometime, and I will try laminating it. However, in the meantime, don't forget this is part of a collaboration with Sally of All Aboard Resin Creations, and she is doing watercolours with an eco casting powder. So do look out for her video. The link will be popping up here shortly. Go have a watch, and thanks so much, Sally, for the challenge. I'll see you over in Sally's video too, and there'll be more of mine coming up on screen for you too. So you've got your choices. Thanks for watching, everyone.